2, and I accidentally hit it already.
Hello, welcome to the Bardic Inspiration Network. Hi, my name is Anne. This is my channel. We are live for episode 5 of Power Rangers Solar City. I will be playing the Silver Solar Ranger, Avery Thorpe. And yeah, I would like to go around the table, um, have everybody introduce themselves. Hold on a second. I know what I'm doing. Starting with Talon. You're muted.
Oh, damn it. Hi, sorry about that. I am Talon. I am on. I am Captain Talon 447 on Discord. You can just find me about. And, yeah, I play Fenrir, the Red Ranger.
And Nilsine.
Hi, I'm Nilsine. Well, it still exists. I'm on Twitter at @fel_strike. I am Murrow, our blue merperson ranger.
And Min.
Hey everybody, I am Minnie. I am here playing our lovely Black Ranger, Marina Trench, and I'm really excited to see where this goes.
And last but not least, LK.
Hi, I'm okay, and I'm playing Gabriel Evans, the Pink Ranger.
Heck yeah. And now I am.
I think we might have just lost Anne. Ace, if we want to keep going and you want to introduce yourself real quick,
I can just keep going. So, hi.
Ignore our cameras
hi,
for a second, everyone.
Yeah, hi. You may not be able to see me at the moment, but I am Ben, or Astronomer. I am the GM for this game, and you may now be able to see me again. Hello. Yeah, I'm the GM. That's basically all the relevant information. Astronomer on places. Yes, so I can probably start with a recap. So, yeah, previously on Power Ranger Solar City, the Atlantis Initiative has discovered the Solar City, and in the process, set a base there. When that base is attacked by aliens, the city's ancient defense intelligence activates a team of Rangers, Power Rangers, to protect the city. And in doing so, activates the second stage of the defense protocols, which launches the city into space. And it takes off and is now in the solar system, just traveling through Earth's solar system at the moment. The city has been attacked by the evil Draculord and his Shaderon minions, as well as a new boy of his known as Glitztrick, who is a computer. Yeah, he's a series of computer hardware stuck together, and he's been wreaking havoc with the systems, including messing with communication systems to disrupt the Rangers' abilities and communications and split them up, and even for a moment it looked like he was going to hijack one of their first sword that they've discovered, but the team managed to get there in time, and Avery managed to, with the help of Karkaradon, her sentient hammer, managed to pilot the Hammerhead Shark Zord and wrest control of that back from Glitztrick, and that's where we left off. Is everything good?
Anne has left us again, so
yeah,
we should probably not start with a scene with her.
Yeah, I can. I've got. The plan was to do a recap from a
Discord
scene earlier.
crash. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Back again. With a vengeance.
Right.
Sorry, my technology was being difficult, but I am back. My apologies.
Okay. All right. Just doing a recap. So recap has been done. So we're gonna rewind a bit further in time to just before everything starts going weird. Just before the team explores the Silver Spire, one of the 6 spires in the city, with Mariana, who is traveling, making her way to go and see Neptune, the head of the Merfolk contingent, the Atlantis Initiative, and the head archivist, actually, who she reports to. So you are, yeah, it's going to get you this far. It's a small, corridor, and there's a way running alongside that kind of opens up into a much larger pool that's a room that's kind of like a giant swimming pool room. Sort of, there's underneath the water you can maybe see connecting tubes that go elsewhere and canal kind of routes around, but for the most part it's a small walkway around the center of a larger pool, and like deep, you can kind of just about see deep in the water there is a large throne kind of thing, with a man with a fish tail instead of legs, and probably a big beard.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your plan?
Does it seem like there's a meeting chamber up top, or is it like you must initially meet me in my area of breathing?
Yes, so there's kind of a few different options. Like, he could surface and breathe air and talk to you like that. The merfolk can walk on land, and also he can just swim, because he can breathe air. Otherwise, there is like a kind of conference room thing where it's got seats and like a water tank along the side, surrounding it. If you take like a short elevator down a bit, and that's for more formal meetings.
I would imagine that
So
this being her like first actual meeting of her direct supervisor, I think she'd probably go for the more formal meeting. So she'd take the elevator, go down.
kind of intercom sparks to life, I guess, and greetings. You are new. I am Neptune, once king of the merfolk, now humble chief archivist of the Atlantis Initiative. How can I be of assistance to you today?
Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Neptune, Mr. Archivist.
Just Neptune.
Okay. It's a pleasure to meet you, Neptune. My name is Mariana Trench. Not like the other Mariana Trench, if you've ever met that. My parents were weird.
Yes, I have some familiarity with Earth naming conventions when it comes to my old name.
Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to introduce myself. I just got into the city yesterday. Has time passed? I'm assuming it was yesterday at the very least.
I think it might actually just have been early this morning.
Oh, okay.
I think it's been a busy day.
Okay,
Like,
cool.
it's early evening by this point.
Got
and
it.
It will be late evening by the time the rest of the things happen. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, Mariana, she'll be like, yeah, I just arrived here earlier this morning, and a lot of things happened, but I wanted to come and actually introduce myself to you and say I'm very excited to work with the archives. I did a lot of library assistant work in my previous occupation, so I'm very excited to be of any help here.
Thank you. We have been. I mean, as you can tell by your presence, we were in need of more archivists, and it is. Yes, it's good to see you. I'm sure you'll be a valuable asset to the team.
Yeah, I could only hope to be put anywhere that's of need, and there's a lot of things for me to look through. I am very good at sorting and translating. If anything needs to be rewritten, I'm sure I could start to learn your language to be able to rewrite things appropriately if needed.
I can provide you with some basic literature on that, but some of my my people are more versed in communications, but it is also worth noting that the city, the language of this city, Atlantis itself, is, while similar to ours, is very much its own unique thing, and even we do not fully understand it. We still have struggles translating it ourselves sometimes.
Interesting. So it's a potential lost dialect. Curious. That's fascinating.
Essentially, yes. It uses mostly the same alphabet, but with many grammatical changes.
That is amazing and fascinating to know, and I'm ecstatic to work on this. And then she proceeds to like go on a diatribe, just asking any and every question off the top of her head about the projects.
Okay.
Effectively just asking like, what are we working on? What side of the city have we started through? Basically stuff like that. How do we categorize things?
Okay, yeah, he can give you a basic overlay of stuff, and yeah, I think it's been most like the area they've explored the most is the central area, and a little bit to the south and the east, I'm going to say. They haven't really explored any of the far edges much. And they've like done a rough survey of everywhere, kind of, but not really in any kind of details. They've gone through an overview, spotted anything major, and kind of filed a lot of things away as this needs exploring at a later date. He can let you know about any kind of text stuff. What's kind of the range of situations? I think the plan was, I didn't know if you were planning on asking me anything specific.
Actually, after that like initial conversation, because she is very interested in that for herself. But I think as that's dying down, there's a beat, and she has at this point pulled out like her tiny notebook and is just like writing everything down as quickly as she can. And then finally stops for a second and is just like, do you know anything about the Power Rangers from the city before?
We have legends. Our people, again, we are ancient in many ways, and we have knowledge of this city, but it exists still only in legend. I am the oldest of the merfolk, and yet even I do not remember that time. Our legends say that there were great warriors of the ancient city of Atlantis. Six of the greatest among them. They had powerful weapons and fought alongside great sea beasts to protect the city and ensure prosperity for all. We don't know. I mean, we have many legends, some referring to this city in particular, other ones that don't refer to this city in particular, but refer to our own society in ways that may link back to that. We have stories about great warriors in our own society that may actually be traced back to those original warriors of the city that it is now believed were Power Rangers of a sort. I mean, this, according to your scientists, this entire city is built on the power of the Morphin Grid.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of been gathering being here, and everything that happened this afternoon was great and an interesting development, but still not at all what I was expecting. So I would be fascinated to continue to look through more of that and to help uncover anything we can find.
Do you know anything of the creatures? We have legends of our own that may refer to such creatures, but if you have any more details, I might be able to narrow something down.
Could you say that one more time? I'm sorry, you got really garbled there.
Okay. If you have any details on the creatures that attacked you, I might be able to find something in our own legends that relates.
Yeah, absolutely. She flips a couple of pages forward, and it just starts rattling off like a pretty clear description of the shadow creatures. That's so far what I have. And the very weird bat-like creature seemed to be controlling them. It seemed very much like urban legends from the Philippines, but I just don't know why they would be here.
I do not know for certain either. There are tale of many warriors also opposed the city of Atlantis in ancient times. I do not know of this bat-like monster, but his minions do sound familiar. The ancient Shade Warriors of the Midnight Lord are perhaps similar creatures. Legend says that long ago, the Midnight Lord was once a great warrior, a great general even of the solar city of Atlantis. But his lust for power drove him to betray the city and turn upon Atlantis and his fellow kin by gathering together an army of Shade Warriors to fight for his cause, and in an attempt to destroy the city itself and claim its power for his own. But he was defeated, cast back from their hands. That's how he gained his name. He was cast into the depths of the ocean, into the darkest pit, from where no light can escape. And so he has remained for all eternity. But if his warriors have returned, perhaps then this Midnight Lord is real and no mere legend, and perhaps he is not as trapped as we were led to believe.
Possibly. That would certainly be the most logical thing to assume. I want to keep looking into this while doing whatever work you want me to do. We have a lot of different voices on this rather thrown together team that the city has chosen. We've got a few more science-minded individuals. We have a little bit more of a militaristic aspect. I tend to like looking at history. I like looking at legends. And I want to see what that can tell us. And that already has given me so much more information than we had at the beginning of this day.
Yes, well, I have I've also learned much more than I knew at the beginning of this day. The city, it appears, is not as dormant as we thought.
Yeah, that's part of the journey here, right? Learning together.
Indeed. And I shall very much look forward to learning alongside you.
Thank you, sir. Privileged to be here.
And should you face any threats of which our legends speak, I can relay our tales to you.
Thank you, I'd appreciate
Perhaps
that.
they may assist you.
Oh, I'm hoping. She notes that down. And then, I'm assuming it kind of wraps that up. And then what happened last episode happens.
Yes, well, a little bit before that, because you will
Okay.
wrap up that conversation, trying to get in touch with other people through your communicator, that doesn't seem to be working. And in fact, when you first boot up the computer, your communicator, your login code and you try to log in and it glitches out on you and it doesn't, and instead a different profile logs in under the name Andrea Elizondo, and that shows up with full ID, date of birth, all that kind of stuff, matching your own, but with a different name. And then it flicks off you. It's almost like the communicator runs out of charge, and then it flicks back on, and without you having to log in or anything like that, it's back to your normal ID.
I think at that flickering happening, she kind of rushes from the antechamber of this area from just finishing the conversation and tries to go to the corner of the most neutral point in the central entrance hall to try and not draw attention to herself, because she's actively trying to be like, why is this happening? It's okay.
Could I am I able to try and communicate?
This would have been, I think you probably were trying to communicate, but it
Yeah.
was all being jammed earlier on. And so if you try to communicate at that moment, you'll find that it's being jammed until, I believe, Glixtrick, this giant machine of computer hardware, leaps, just appears out of nowhere towards you, teleports in front of you, you get into a scrap and you tackle it.
Yeah.
Through its teleportation field and into a large room with a great silver hammerhead shark, Zord creature, hanging in the center of this, sort of floating in the center of this large room. You do a bit more fighting, and then I think we ended with Avery retaking control of the Zord, as with Glixtrick kind of balanced on top of it, I think, trying to smash his way in, as the Zord kind of takes off and begins to start swimming around this large chamber. We were also in initiative last time. I think we're probably fine not doing that, since you've all basically won the fight. And if it does get back into more fighting, I'll make you all reroll initiative.
The Shadeling things ran away. Is that how it ended?
Yeah. I mean, if they are running away now. Now that this giant Zord has come
Yeah.
online, they are absolutely just getting out there.
Am I still isolated?
I believe we're
yes, you
together.
with-
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
are we
you
still
with
isolated?
Yeah, you're in the training room. But yeah, let's trying to figure out which scene to do for. Yeah, because the two of you are together and now fine and safe, and I'm assuming I think you beat up. We can easily say you beat up whatever's left of the party patroller simulation creatures. If you hadn't already.
Way out here, Rook.
Yeah, let's start there.
I think we should just be able to end the simulation now that that thing's gone. It should just be the training room. I'll
Just call.
try to turn it off.
Just call. Adira, can you end simulation in here?
That is, unfortunately, that is easier said than done. I will do my best, and I could use any assistance you have to offer. So if you want to make one of you wants to make a technology check to.
That would be
Shouldn't be too
you.
hard.
That,
I'll say difficulty 12.
Okay.
if I
Definitely
I
doable.
help you try to rip off some panels to find a bypass. So if that helps you with edge.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, I think if you don't have the technology skill, I don't think you can give edge to this. But I like that as a bonus, so I'll let you get an upshift
All right.
in your skill dice. So I think that is helpful, but probably not full edge level of help without some technical knowledge.
Don't have spec. 12, he said, and oh yeah, I pull out my communicator / I guess it's part of my morpher at the moment, so I'll start kind of hacking into it. The city runs on morphing grid energy, so just trying to shut down the energy and program flowing here right this second, but safely, not like just throwing the breaker, but proper turning it off. Unless that doesn't work, in which case I just throw the breaker because we got shit to do.
Yeah. Sort of.
That's
Okay,
weird.
yes.
There's a button here that just says end simulation. That's wild.
Yeah. You're able to, so without the Flickstrick creature's direct influence here, you're able to kind of, it's still glitching out, but it's a fairly simple solve to reboot the system quickly and just reset things and purge the system. What influence was in there. Yeah, the simulation is now over. It's now just plainly walled training room that's a lot smaller than, appears a fair bit smaller than the rooftop you were fighting on earlier. Presumably you were fighting on a rooftop. I don't know if I specified the area. Oh no, you were fighting in a park, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller than the park.
Rook,
That's
stay morphed.
different. All right.
Stay morphed. Don't. I wouldn't demorph just yet. Just.
Indeed, it appears that while you've been able to purge this area, then your fellow rangers may still be in trouble. I'm struggling with my systems currently still being influenced by this creature. I'm unable to determine their exact status, but they are in... there is a Zord awakening. Maintaining connection. Activating.
I think that's our
Yes,
cue to haul.
your fellow rangers are safe, but the enemy is not yet gone.
Before that, Rook, no, Adira, can you give a status on the good doctor and Scop? Just real quick, just to make sure. Are they okay?
Yes, so I'll give you a status. We're fine. We weren't in the training room when it all went weird, so we're all good here. In fact, we didn't know it had gone weird until the two of you just appeared there and it activated. So that both of them are kind of like just right outside in the control room, just next to the training room. So if you step outside once the thing's open, you'll be able to see them.
Okay.
And they'll be able to speak over the intercom in the training room.
Great. Doctor, do you have anything that can help us against an activating Zord that we could take with us?
We've been working on Zords of our own. They weren't. I'll put that to the front lines. That's now we've got all this other Ranger technology working. That one's going to be top priority, but it's not. Maybe we'll stay yet. I don't know when it will be, to be honest.
You have
Now that we've got the connection to the morphing grid properly established, you've all got your Ranger colours and stuff like that, and the spectrum connections, it should be a lot easier. Adira should be able to do most of the work for us, but it could still take some time.
You have an anti-Zord weapon, at least.
Not. I think the Zords are the anti-Zord weapon. At the moment, this Zord does not appear to be hostile. It looks like, based on what Adira's showing me, it looks like Avery's in control of it, which I'm not sure if it means if we're in more or less danger.
Oh.
But
Well, it's not in monster hands, so we're...
Why are you gonna throw some shade at me?
It's my dad.
Well, it's not. It's not.
It's in the family.
Well, it's not monster hands, so at least it should be okay.
I can see where Gabriel gets it.
Well, at least it's not monster hands. So.
The
Yes,
Evanses
indeed.
are throwing shade at me. It's good.
We should.
I activate my communicator. Avery?
Does it work? I'm waiting for the GM to tell me if it works.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Avery, you will get a... It's crackly in a way that actually, some of the previous distorted communication stuff you've been getting hasn't been. It's like this is more like there's just conventionally a poor signal. It's taking some... Actually, I guess...
Am I in a communicator dead zone? Why is this happening? Is it because I'm in the Zord?
No, it's it's having to push through the disrupting influence of Glittrick, and he is right next to you. But also the fact you're within the Zord does give you a great connection to the morphing grid. So I think actually it does come through fairly clearly, though there's this kind of it takes a lot of effort to get it through. But yeah, you will hear Fenrir calling as this Zord starts to turn with you in it, and presumably Kirkhampton going woohoo! Yeah, let's get going.
Question. Number one, is Glittrix still nearby? Am I currently distracted trying to chase him or
on
fight him?
Canopy. He's on
He's on my head,
yeah,
right up to
basically
the
on
face of my sword.
Yeah, just outside the cockpit a little bit.
Okay, so he's right here. And I'm going to quickly say into comms. I guess I activate. I imagine there's a cockpit wide sound system where she can hear comms or whatever, and she's just a little busy right now.
You're getting a call. I'll patch it through.
Okay, and I'm hey, kind of busy right now. There is a weird monster in my face while I'm trying to save this Zord.
You're doing a good job.
Thanks, buddy.
We'll be there. We'll be there shortly.
Can I do something really funny and kind of cool? Can I try to I guess, the shark fin or whatever, try to get rid of Glixtrix on my Zord's face.
Yeah, just like shake it. Like, do a
Also,
barrel roll or something and shake him off.
I believe if there is a size difference, I get an upshift on my driving based on the size of the creature I'm fighting.
Yeah,
I think if
that
I'm
makes
bigger,
sense.
I think for each size category that I'm bigger than the creature, I get an upshift on my driving.
Yeah, I should be looking at.
I think I get like 2 of them.
Sword rules. What size? Because I think this guy's. He's probably a large creature.
Yeah, my Zords
size
are
is
huge.
yours? Okay.
So,
Oh yeah, it's a sword, so
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
so
it's
that-
base size.
That's,
It's
how many dice size larger is that? Again.
It's 1, I believe. It's each category. Each category larger is an upshift, I believe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and have a look at the rules now. But I'm happy to say that it's an upshift, at least.
It's 1. Okay, so let's see.
Yeah,
That's
driving with an
D4 and
upshift.
driving. And I'm going to use.
And I guess opposed by something that he has.
Yeah, probably.
Athletics,
Let me see.
trying to
Figure out
hold
what that
on
is.
and not fall.
Yeah.
Let me see. So driving. Oh, Avery actually has a D4 in driving plus an upshift. Hell yeah. I'm gonna
Hey.
eat this guy off my face.
Yes, probably his alertness.
Evasion or toughness. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna try to eat him off.
I'm gonna make it an opposed alertness roll against your driving.
Okay, cool.
Very good for
Also,
him.
do we have story points for the session? I guess 1 for
Oh,
each player,
yes.
correct?
Yeah, reset
Okay.
story points, 1 for each player. I'm not very good at tracking
Would anyone mind if I used a story point to roll with specialization?
Please do.
Yeah, that's good. Yep.
sure.
Okay, let's go! Ho ho ho! Okay, hold on. Let me roll that d20. Oh, that feels bad. I rolled a 10, and I had a 6 on my d6. I feel bad. I feel really
I was
bad.
gonna say you are
16.
just rolling, but sure, use the specialization.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's he got a 21 on his end. Yeah,
Oh.
a 2 on his.
I'm
skill
sorry.
dice.
I'll make it up to you.
Yeah, so
Hate it.
you try and throw him off, and he kind of sees the attempt in time to, like, he kind of clings on, and like, I guess ports in his body, like there's like steam and vents like smoke and stuff like that, as it like jets kind of push him back, and he'll let go for a bit, hover up briefly, and then land back on.
You're not getting away that easily. I can still regain control of this situation.
I hate it so much. I don't know what happens next.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it depends partly on what everyone else is doing. He's probably going to try and do something to regain control of the Zord.
Am I just
But it'll be
on the ground watching? Oh,
yeah.
You and me are
Huh.
on the ground right now. I think Mariana's probably gonna morph now that she's like trying to get over her queasiness of teleporting.
that's a good decision.
Is there a vantage point where we could see the Zord at all?
You guys gotta get there.
Yeah.
But also, Mo has demonstrated the ability to use the teleport system.
Yeah, I was gonna try to send him and then go myself.
We're also inside a building,
Good.
so you
Yeah.
can't see it from outside.
Yeah, so it's a large room. There's like, I guess, there'd be I guess like ventilation shaft kind of stuff hanging down from the ceiling and pipes and stuff like that. And in theory, someone could get up there and would have a good view down over the top of the Zord where it is at the moment. But yeah, that would be quite difficult to get up there. And you wouldn't necessarily know that you needed to get up there from where you are at the moment.
I think because we're out of initiative now technically.
Yeah,
So
out of initiative.
would it take me, I don't know, a minute to morph and then have to wait to do something, or can I just morph and do something?
You just morph and do something.
Okay. Then I think Mariana's gonna morph, and then look towards Gabriel, and then say, "So I'm tired of him being jumpy." Pulls out her blaster.
Just so you know, you get an upshift with your blaster.
Yeah. Thank you for the reminder. So she's gonna say,
Oh,
"I'm tired of him
'cause
being
the
jumpy."
Blue Ranger stuff.
What do you say we take out his wings?
Sure. I don't even know who he is, but sure, that's sure. Just get teleported out of nowhere.
Make sure you know who you're shooting at before you start shooting at them. But
I mean, obviously the guy that's clinging onto the Zord.
Oh no, I gathered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it looks monster. Yeah.
I mean, looks can be deceiving. However, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna try and shoot at one of his, basically at his back, at one of like the what looks like jetpacks on his back that he just used to try and limit his mobility.
okay, yeah, yeah, just make the shot, I guess. Targeting roll against his evasion of 13.
Awesome. Sick. That is a 17.
Okay.
She's
Yep,
real
17.
frustrated about what just happened with her morpher, and then this guy showed up, and then she tackled him, and then she almost threw up. She's just done. She's done with this guy. It's a thing to take out her frustrations on.
Okay. So yeah, he as he like flies backwards, like Carcharodon, the giant shark Zord thing, spins around one more time, tries to throw him off again. He does the same thing with he pushes himself off, his jets fly out, and as he does so, you line up a shot and take it, and it smashes, like it burns a hole in one of the jets, and he starts spiraling down and hits the floor and skids along there, smoke coming out from from his like very blocky shoulder. Yeah.
And she's just, when he lands, like with the thump, she's just gonna be like, people really don't like it when you're too clingy.
Okay, so yeah, so at the same time, I guess, yeah, as your as that happens, yeah, he will go "Ah!" and make more noises. Morrow and Morrow and Fenrir are able to teleport over. Morrow can activate. There's now that Glixtrick has kind of been moved out of the system, and you've also witnessed the teleportation system firsthand. Glixtrick essentially brought it back online through his chaos powers, and now that it's back online, you can all use it perfectly normally. And the way that works is it allows you to teleport between pads, for the most part. Because he's weird, he could go between anywhere and anywhere. but there's various teleport pads and throughout the city, and there's one right by the training room, and there's one right by this main hall. And so Mara and Fenrir are able to teleport over there, and you can get inside this room in time to see Avery piloting a giant hammerhead shark that's like really going like a figure of 8 kind of pattern within the room, and the weird computer monster on one misshapen knee on the ground, looking up at the other 2 rangers standing next to him.
Well, looks like you have one of 2 choices. We can either send you off now, or you can submit peacefully to Atlantis security.
You
Point
can
my
never
ore.
hold me. I never surrender, and I can break out of any prison.
Well, suit
Um,
yourself.
As he's talking, can Gabriel throw his boomerang?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Take out his other jetpack.
You talk too much.
Yes, Gabriel, yes. I hope you hit it.
Let's see. No
What,
shit.
what is the target number?
Well, I'm gonna say it'll be his evasion
Oh.
of 13. I was gonna have him try and do like a teleport thing to get out.
Mhm.
He's got a D20 as normal, and he's also got a D6, and he's specialized.
Wow.
Every die I rolled got a 2.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Oh no.
The D20, the D6, the D4,
Mhm.
and the D2 technically got a 1, but it was a 2 on the D6 that I solving. So
Damn.
Not
he's
his
gonna get
day.
shot. Almost certainly, assuming you can beat a 13.
I get it. I hate this.
That's
Uh,
okay.
Oof.
That adds up to being exactly what he got, and that's a 4.
Damn.
So he
Yep.
yes.
If no one can hold me, I can escape any prison. Just like this.
And he snaps his fingers, and
I take a power
nothing
shot.
happens, and a shot like ducks past him, and he goes, "Ah!" I think it's time I beat a more conventional retreat. And he's gonna just start running away on his legs.
I take a power
Remember,
shot at
you
that
can still take a shot at him.
Yeah, we're still gonna do it just regular. So
I'm about to give up on roll 20.
I know, but
Annoying.
I know, but I only have a D4 right now, so, and my power shot requires to downshift.
Me.
That's
Oh.
not good.
This is gonna
That-
be great.
That's a 10.
Oh no.
10. 10 just misses.
Hey,
And
Avery,
he's-
does that... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Wait, what was it? I want to
Hey,
hear what Murrow
Avery,
has
if
to
you
say.
got weapons on that thing,
Yeah.
I think we could probably take a couple more shots to make him easier for you to hit.
I know you have a
I'm
tail.
good.
At least hit him with that.
Okay, so
That buddy.
I statted the Zord a certain way. So the melee is basically just the fins or the tail, and then it has something else different. But Avery doesn't know that. Avery responds to Murrow and says, "Do my best here." Does Avery see if Glixtrix is trying to get away?
Yeah, he is. He's just running on foot.
Okay.
Uh,
So,
uh,
he's trying to run on foot.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That's why
Ah.
Mariano was like, hit him with a tail.
Yeah, and Murrow's just going
Um,
to assist whatever she's going to do to stop him. By shooting, basically, to force him towards the Zord.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Feel the hurt. Do I need an upshift? Do I get an upshift for any of these? Hold on, let me double check something really quick. Sorry, I just need to remember what auxiliary sword does. I don't think it actually gives me enough ship to things.
I think you get.
+1 damage to melee attacks. It doesn't help me hit. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I am going to I'm gonna try to bring the shark to swoop down like kind of in front of it, and then try to grab it
Okay.
with the fins, and like just keep it
Block it.
there, like just grab it.
Okay.
Grab.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, oh, you think you're gonna get away? And then try to
Funny.
how far away did this creature move? I'm just trying to think.
It's
Maybe-
still within the room, and you're able to get anywhere within the room with the Zord.
But how would it be if I just tried to shoot it with the unicorn horn, or the hammerhead laser, or whatever it is, the thing that I statted?
Wrong Zord. Wrong
Yeah,
Zord.
you can
The
definitely
narwhal
just try and
Zord.
shoot.
Sorry,
Oh
wrong
my
Zord.
god.
Look, wrong Zord.
The narwhal
Sorry.
Megazord
A
is here.
hammerhead
oh,
with a
man.
horn.
No, sorry.
hammerhorn?
A hammer horn. Sorry,
Hammerhorn
that was
as well?
yesterday's game. I need to rename these attacks. Actually, I forget.
Does it turn
I
into
forget what I
an
called them.
ambulance?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna attempt to like grab him. Gonna do it with.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. I rolled a 20. And
You did not roll a 20.
The fins come in, close in on to like grab him and say, "Listen, you're not going anywhere." And then I just the shark just grabs onto him. Essentially just like holding him up for like anyone else to take a shot. Just like, here you go,
So-
guys.
One thing I'll say is that the hammerhead, like, I assume it would be very difficult to hold it with a shark's fins, given that they're not especially mobile.
Listen, I get it.
So,
It's the lack of
but-
opposable thumbs, okay? But it
You
looks really
can-
cool.
So I haven't really discussed this before you as an idea, but if you've seen Dino Fury,
Mhm.
the aquatic one in that, the
Mhm.
Mosasaurus Zord has like a warrior formation sort of thing it can do.
Okay, there is an
And just
actual
turning
Zord
into like-
feature, because I have auxiliary
that's
Zord instead of warrior mode. But if you want to switch that out, I'm totally fine with it. I can just adjust the
it'll
stats later.
whatever happened later. So I think it's like you
Warrior
try
mode?
and dive for that, and as you do, like the head splits in two, and like transforms into two arms that each have like the eye stalks on the end become like blades attached to the side of the arms. Like a fist pops out of the joint there. The tail turns into two legs with like blades along the side, and there's like a head just pops out of the central body, with like a fin thing that kind of, I guess it forms its own little hammerhead shark thing from that with points that curve up. And that happens just in a single fluid movement, and it slams down in front of him, sweeps out a hand and picks it up and holds it aloft.
Yeah, and I just have it. So Avery's just like, oh, hey, that's cool. And then she does like she attempts to communicate to the rest of the team, like mass comms, and just says, hey, I got him. Take your shot.
Yeah, instinctively you can just do that, and the rest
I'll-
of you will all hear.
I'll take. All right, then I'll do power. Then I'm gonna do
Also, I'll
Use-
be
use PAL.
conveniently.
You-
I'll be
use the-
conveniently at the right distance for everybody's ranged weapons.
I'll do
so
the.
that
I'll do the.
they don't have
I'll-
penalty.
Yeah.
I'll do the power shot then.
So, I'm gonna. I feel like there's maybe a good thing that could work here and be quite fun. I don't know. Can't remember how the rules for it work. Do you want to try combining your weapons? 'Cause
It
that
does
feels
not-
like a really good
that's
way to
not-
finish the fight.
It's not yet. It won't be
No,
until
they're-
that's.
Level 5.
Your
yeah.
power ability is actually all of us shooting together. The weapon combining is just a
Oh.
thing we do.
Thing that weapons
Yeah.
can do. Okay. Yeah,
Um,
I think I'll quickly take a peek at that rules. If everyone's good with that, I think that's a cool way of ending the fight.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everybody, I think
Basically.
it's
So it would be the
I
Four of
hopefully
us instead of all
popped it
five of us.
into the. No. If you search combined in the thing, though, it should pull it up.
combined weapons. I
Not
found
until
it.
level. It's not until level 5 for me.
Yeah,
That-
that's specifically the Red Rangers feature, which is the
Yeah.
Let's Bring It Together thing, which works differently to this. Basically, it does damage
Yeah.
equal to the number of power weapons in the blaster, so it'll be 4. Only hits if half the team hit. If at least half the team hit. So
Yeah, that's
We'll say that-
that's just a thing we can do.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
just a thing for
Or-
your power weapons.
Mhm.
A thing you guys can do. That's your thing. I got a talking hammer.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
hammer
we
is
can
just-
just do it.
hammer
Fun.
is concerned with other things. So, are you all good to do that? You'll
Yeah,
each need to
let's
make a
combine.
tactic roll.
yeah.
We taken an action to use our
So,
weapons.
as a reminder, what are all of your weapons, and from that, what do we think the final combined weapon looks like?
It's gonna be weird.
We've got a boomerang,
So-
we've got a rifle/revolver,
Knuckles.
we've got
I have a harpoon.
fists,
And I
a
have
harpoon.
Buster Bladed Tonfa.
Veloster Blader. Oh,
Okay, so
Very
I feel
pointy.
like the boomerang forms like a kind of crossbow shape or something like that.
okay.
Idea that I'm going to draw later for you guys
Hmm.
as a gift for
Um, so-
my nonsense.
Fenrir's gun can be the
Is
literal handle.
Yeah, the handle and the base.
Yeah.
I think so. We've got crossbow thing with the boomerang. We've got the trigger and the
Maybe
base
the-
with the rifle.
Actually, the
Mhm.
tonfas and the harpoon could technically make a giant arrow.
Yeah, no, totally.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
the harpoon can be in the middle and the tonfas can kind of flank it
Like
on top
fins.
of the rifle as like
Mhm.
like as a cool thing.
Yeah, so it goes from a trident to 5 points.
Oh, come on.
Ooh.
Rude.
Okay,
What's? Oh,
everybody
harpoon.
roll.
Yeah,
Don't
you're needing to make your rolls.
Oh right.
y'all have to half of you have to succeed.
In other words, 2 of you who aren't me, because my roll was awful.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right.
Can I use my quips and
rolled with
speeches
these,
for that?
actually.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes you can. Free actions. Go.
Yeah. Quips
You
and
can't buff
speeches.
yourself. You can't buff yourself with them though. That's
Actually,
the only thing.
no, you'll need to hit an 11 because I think he's restrained enough that he's not
Mhm.
able to use his evasion,
Uh,
so he's only got stuff.
Going to use a
Okay.
charge shot for my rifle then.
Yeah. Then I will quip and speech one person, right? I believe.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Per
give it to
free
Gabriel.
action.
It's 11 to hit, correct? 11.
Well, what does quip and speech does?
It depends which ability Mariana used. Is that the upshift or the temp hit point? I guess it's the upshift, correct?
It's the upshift. It wouldn't be the temp hit point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the upshift. I
Okay.
think the moment we
Neat.
all start getting stuff together, she's like, "All right, let's go, tech guy."
Hey nerd, shoot good.
Yeah, sure. Let's do this.
That sounds like a very quick thing.
Oh, come on.
Oh man, really?
Oh.
No,
It's
you
up to the two of
critted.
you.
You would have made it too if you had rolled higher on the d20.
We both
Again,
rolled a 5. How did that happen?
I
Okay,
mean, with you
Chris.
can do it.
I rolled
We
17.
just
17.
Okay,
There you go.
it still hits.
You've
Yeah.
still done it.
we just needed half, and we are 4.
Did
so
we just lose Mariana?
A little
Ooh.
bit, yeah.
yeah,
Hold
keep
on.
the camera. Yeah.
They're frozen.
Oh, we
They're
can
frozen.
hear you.
It's fine. Let's go.
Okay.
Green's gone.
It's okay. You're back. It's fine.
Wonderful.
Let's go.
It's
Sorry.
doing the
Yeah.
loading
So-
stuff.
You combine your
Hey.
weapons into like a gun, and so Fenrir snaps out his revolver into its full-on rifle mode, and then like holds it in the center. The boomerang curves round and drops in on top, and then like clips in. The bladed tonfas spin round and attach on from above, and then like the harpoon slides down the middle, like on a rack, and then you will raise it up and like 3, 2, 1, fire, and it's charged with an energy burst as the harpoon flies forward and transforms into energy. And Glick's trick flails about and it's like, You won't get me this easily. I have one last surprise left in store. I can still win this. And then he gets impacted by the energy beam, and there's an explosion. And as the explosion like explodes around the Zord's fist, and then it dissipates, and there's nothing left. Whatever's inside has been utterly annihilated.
Carcharodon, what do we do with the Zord now that we've liberated it?
Ah,
I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead. What do you want to do with it? What does one normally
I
do
don't
with a
know.
Zord?
I don't know. I thought maybe you might know. I know memory problems, but
I mean, memory problems getting. I mean, well, the memory is getting better. The memory problems are getting worse in that I have less problems, and now my memory's better. Still
okay,
against
sure.
obvious and don't have too many details.
Am I the only one who's concerned about leaving the Zord and maybe someone else trying to mess with it?
Well, we have the hangar at the the hangar from where it came from.
Yeah, I mean, this place will work as a hangar, but it's
it's been compromised. It's
but
been
we do-
compromised.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, I'm sure your Atlantis Initiative folks have got some big rooms that we can put me in.
I mean, if we move, Adira's in the White Tower or the Silver Tower
Tower.
now, so she
That's
can
another
theoretically make sure no one tries to like hack it again.
I mean, yeah, the spies should have. I mean, not necessarily Zord bay. They should have Zord storage locations beneath each facility. I don't know if they're currently in use at all, but
So
yeah, there should
warrior
be
mode.
something beneath the
So-
Silver Spire.
I imagine that warrior mode is like big enough for Avery to pop out of the cockpit and like sit on the shoulder so she can like converse with her team.
Yeah,
but-
that's cool.
Like a Gundam,
I
just
guess-
hanging out.
Well,
I
I guess
mean,
Yeah, but she-
there's
it's-
still
it's
like a translucent kind of.
you could have just used the communicator show off. Oh, I have
Yeah, I
a
mean,
sword.
the same
How
way that
how
you could
cool
kind
am
of
I?
jump through the cockpit to land in it, you can kind of jump out and phase through the shell and land on the side.
Yeah, and she kind of just she doesn't want to stay in the Zord because she wants to like hang, but she's also kind of like, well, she's literally hanging, but she's also kind of paranoid about leaving the Zord now because she's like, Those guys are trying to mess with it.
We could, we could talk to Neptune. There's got to be places that are still large and submerged. Just let them swim down there.
I'm pretty sure Dr. Evans probably should know a place also. I mean, there's a ton of people you can ask this about.
Yeah.
Like the commander or...
and I mean, each of the spars should still have their original Zord bays beneath them. That's the thing I remember now. The spars
Way
supposed
to
to
go.
have Zord bays beneath them.
Way to go, buddy. Okay, I think I know where this one belongs.
The Green Spire.
Yes, definitely that one.
I was going to
Questions
say
about-
the Orange Spire.
I have questions about the Green Spire, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
The fact it doesn't work, the fact that it's
The
defective.
fact that it's broken. Look, we don't want to talk about that. There's supposed to be 6 of us. That spire's broken. Anyway, right. That's a good point. You know what? Good job on remembering. She, starts to sound like she's conversing with Carcharodon, like she's conversing with a real person. And, as the day has progressed, she's bonded to this weapon, like
As
a
you do.
human.
Yeah.
As you do.
So, yeah. I
Yeah.
think the plan is to take it back to the Silver Spire. Do the communicators have a photo picture taking option?
Yeah, they would do.
Yeah.
She sends a selfie to the commander with the caption, "Hey, look what I found."
There's just like a series of exclamation marks and question marks in return.
Avery's just going, I'm on a Zord!
Followed by an ellipsis, followed by
Yeah.
Commander Thorpe is typing, and then it goes away, and it's like, Commander Thorpe is typing. And then Commander Thorpe is typing. We need to talk. Meet us back at the command spire. Yeah, sorry, Fenrir.
I just buzzed the commander on the communicator. Like it's just easier just to talk about right now, as we go ahead and dock it. So.
Yeah, is everything cleared up in there?
As clear as it can be.
Some interesting stuff going on in our end. Looks like whatever you've done has chased off the bad guys. There was a ship here. Looked like it was kind of cloaked, half cloaked, and the whole glitch is messing with our systems, with making it impossible to track. But we've found it now, we can see it, and it's picked up, and it looks like it's just leaving.
Yeah, I think.
I assume you won.
I think the city's safe for now. But we do have a Zord active on our side now, so we're planning on storing it at the Silver Spire for the time being, unless you have different ideas in mind.
I mean, we've got other Zord bays, but they're only for the ones we've been working on. So, yeah, otherwise it's just any space that'll do. The Silver Spire should work fine.
Then we'll store it at the Silver Spire then. I kind of look back. Do we want any research team looking at this?
Yes.
As I put.
Yes.
I put on mute. I look back at the teams like, do we want research team looking at this, or do we rather just do this ourselves?
I mean,
Avery looks at Gabriel and says,
go on.
I would allow it if Gabriel was the one leading the research team. Otherwise, I have
Yes,
concerns
don't worry.
about
Evans will be leading the researching.
I have concerns about letting just anyone have access to this.
I mean, it wouldn't be just anyone. I mean, I am the representative apparently of the researching here. We are all cool.
Yeah,
My dad's
yeah.
cool. I mean,
Yeah,
the
like,
doctor
you
is
know
cool.
all of the
Yeah.
researchers who would be working on this. Like,
Yeah.
some of them are more
Yeah.
competent than others, and
Look,
that moment,
the
I-
point- I
at
think
that
Avery
moment-
just because she trusts Gabriel a lot is like, okay,
Yeah.
you lead the
Yeah.
research team.
At that
We
moment,
gotta-
I'll pull I pull Commander Thorpe off mute. Just,
Please
well,
hold.
yeah, there's like a, jeez, like, right, and so that's what I want you to do anyway. Yes, what is it?
all right. So we'll have a research team, but for right now, that research team is we'll have Gabriel and the good doctor report back findings, but research should just should just be done between the two of them. We'll send back reports though.
All right, that's acceptable for now. Should we? Hopefully, Dr. Evans and Dr. Evans's team should be able to get the rest of the Zords working on their own. If they can't, we might need to expand the who's able to access the new Zord, just in order to get the other ones online, because we're in space at the moment. We will undoubtedly be needing some Zord.
Understood.
Then there is an audible grumble from the top of the Zord, just really cranky at the mention of expanding access to this Zord, but she doesn't say anything.
If you wish to expand access, should just be expanded to our team, not to anyone else.
We'll discuss that later, depending on requirements. If we reach an emergency situation, while I trust your team, we will need the entire resources of this operation to get the other Zords back into working order, and that will mean everyone we have available working on getting an understanding of the Silver Sword. But that's in an emergency situation. For now, it appears the city is safe. You've earned a break. I mean, probably, back on Earth, it'd be almost bedtime for most of us. Obviously, we're in space now, so we can be a bit more flexible with that kind of thing. We haven't got the sun telling us what to do. But you've done a good day's work, people.
Avery
Good job.
finally says into comms, "Did you still want to meet with us, Commander?"
This covers most of the topics we're going to discuss, other than I'm going to need full reports. Are there still any threats in your location? Because our sensors are showing no threats, and actually Adira's managed to get a lot more of it online now that creature's interference isn't wreaking havoc with our systems.
I go up to the console and check sensors on it.
Yes. Yeah, nothing showing in this area.
Commander, we have nothing on our end.
Well, it seems like you can all take a nice break. I'll appreciate any... I will need reports in full on my desk by tomorrow morning, but...
I'll get those to you.
can
I'll
take
get
a
those to you.
break. I will need reports from... I will want reports from all of you. Because this has been a very chaotic time. But other than that, take a rest. If there's anything immediately I need to know... Oh yes, you should probably store the Zord first. That's probably number one priority.
We will
But
take
after
it.
that, take a rest.
We will take care of
Avery-
that.
I need all of you to do that. So the rest of
Avery
you can take a
says, Avery says, "I will take care of that while you guys go do what you want to do." And then
If you need any assistance with it, don't hesitate to call the rest of us. I'm sure Adira can open up that area for you, but you might need if you need any more hands, the resources of this initiative are available to you. Don't think you have to do it all on your own.
yeah.
Avery?
Of course, I will let everyone know. And thank you for reminding me that opening up the Silver Spire needs to be included in my report, Commander. And then she just disconnects from like the group call and jumps back into her cockpit with Carcharodon.
Avery, you're gonna make me do this, aren't you?
No, I'm gonna do.
You're gonna make me be cheesy as hell.
No.
Avery, there is no I in team.
Technically, there is a me,
Nailed it.
You said you would make an effort to do everything as a team. I think we are going to accompany you because we are a team. We're not gonna.
It doesn't take a team to park a Zord.
Now it does.
Do you know where your blind spots are? Do you know where the rear view camera is? You could accidentally scratch the paint.
In Warrior,
I'm
because
also quite like I'm not a car. I can kind of pilot myself to an extent, and I do have an awareness of my surroundings. That's what the two big eyes on stalks are for. They give you a nice 360-degree division. I don't know if you know that about biology. They're really handy.
Avery will...
So I don't actually have really any blind spot.
Carcharodon, you can turn down the sass. No.
No, Carcharodon, I love it.
Will I?
It's impossible. It's physically impossible. Who programmed you like that?
Okay, if you guys insist on doing this as a team, Avery will. You can some of you can hitch a ride on, and then the Zord kind of points at its own shoulders, but only if you want to. Gabriel,
is already up there.
It just zooms up. I mean, I was gonna help, but okay.
I was just waiting for permission. I didn't demorph, so I can still jump.
Yeah.
It just jumps up. Mariana?
Mariana will do it too.
Come on.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay, so
you want to.
There's two shoulder. There's two.
Come on. You can do
it.
I mean, it might be a little bit of a squeeze. My shoulders are big. I don't know if they're that big.
I mean, they're big enough for two rangers on each side, right? Because it's a large Zord, or a huge Zord, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's big enough for all of you. It's just...
Okay, then everybody on the shoulders, you totally have permission.
Yeah, it's totally fine, guys. The water's fine.
It's not freezing at all.
So, whoever wants to go, Muro, Fenrir.
Sure.
I'll help you park it, but I'm probably heading back to the Blue Spire. I'm heading back to the Blue Spire afterwards.
So yeah, we find.
So everyone is riding on it then. Or
Yay!
Two rangers on each shoulder.
Fenrir may look a bit reluctant, like why?
We're just surfing on the shoulders. It's fine.
You can sit on the shoulders. There's room on the shoulders to sit.
No, I will surf.
Yeah, there is a larger
Thanks for the offer.
Entry door.
We're surfing. Thank you.
It's kind of been stuck shut for a while, but the Zord's able to pull that open and has to hunch down a bit, but put its way through out of the doors and just strolls through the city basically. As it emerges, there's areas of the city still flooded, and it kind of strides through, puts its feet knee deep in water or something like that, and moves on. And you see that there's these city streets as wide as motorways make up large parts of the city, and they're basically perfectly designed for this Zord to walk through. As it passes down this central main road towards the Silver Spire.
I think because Carcharodon is essentially the key, I think, essentially it just goes, and then when I disembark and it's in its proper Zord Bay, I'll take Carcharodon with me and basically just hopefully shut it down for the evening.
Yeah. With Adira's help, you're able to open up. It turns out there's actually like a secondary bay door, like beneath, I guess actually beneath the water level, but it's like shielded off. So in part of the flooded area, just at the base of the spire, there's a blocked thing, but there is like a transparent shield to stop the water from getting through, but that still allows air and stuff to pass, so you can actually pass through that into this large underground.
I'm gonna say, everybody off the Zord, there's water.
Oh yeah, right.
And then once everybody's clear off of the Zord...
I mean, you are also all in sealed suits.
Yeah.
That will...
Well, we don't have the environmentally sealed grid power, so I was a little concerned about that. But everybody gets let off before the water.
Yeah, I mean, at least Morrow would be fine.
Yeah.
Well, Murrow's... Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Murrow's okay to come in if they want to, I guess. I was just concerned for the
It's fun to look around the hangar, sure.
Yeah,
Make sure there's not some random water tunnel that we need to seal or something.
Sorry, non-merfolk people. And I go with Murrow inside.
Actually, before I get off, did I, like, I'm taking like a deep look at everything that I can see on the Zord. Is there any like identifying markers or like sigils, anything on its armor?
Yeah, I imagine there'd be, like, it's not... Yeah, there's not, like, obvious, like, great big block letters writing, but a lot of the kind of what armor plates, essentially, that it has, kind of do look like they've got carvings engraved in them. They'd actually, well, I guess make a culture roll, and you can I'll tell you something about the carvings.
So, basically, she's just trying to get something to stick in her mind so she can start looking up old legends.
Okay, yeah.
Well, alright. That was a 4.
Okay, yeah, it's some lines. You can probably, like, you can make a quick, like, etching of some of them, maybe, like, get some paper and some chalk or whatever, like, charcoal something and do a little rubbing of it, and take something or do a little sketch, but that's all you really have time to do is take a sketch of a small area, and it's kind of just wells to you.
Okay, got it.
Your camera froze again.
Yeah, I'm working on
it. Well, I mean, while they are parking, Adira, is there any way to get to the hangar through the tower? Like, is there a path there?
Yes, there are. Yeah, clearing internal airlocks. Yes, there is a clear route down through the tower at the central spire, the Silver Spire.
Nice. Gabriel is rushing. Someone said free time, and all he understood was, yes, free time to research. Who needs sleep?
Oh my god, Gabriel is my favorite nerd.
Okay, so Gabriel is going to try and get. Is Gabriel at the moment going to go to the hangar immediately through the other route? Or...
Yeah, as soon as Avery said, "Okay, guys, head out. There's water here." He head out, runs to the fire, and gets in as he's asking for the route to Adira.
Okay, are Mariana and Fenrir also gonna join him? Or are they doing their own thing?
You're muted.
I think
I was
muted.
muted.
I think, and what exactly?
I'm rushing to the hangar as I'm asking for Adira. So if Gabriel completely forgot to ask if you guys wanna go with, but if you guys wanna follow him.
He's just gonna see the
Yeah.
hangar from the other side, I guess.
Mhm.
From the walk-in route.
Actually,
Gabriel was given permission to research. He's like this now.
yeah, that's fair.
I am going back to the Blue Spire at this point.
And I will actually head to the medical bay.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
Mariana
presumably
one who
you get to see
cares?
Charlie.
I cannot confirm nor deny if Mariana cares. She's just walking past the medical bay. Stop making it weird.
Oh, I'm gonna make it weird. I mean, also, I know you are having to go really soon, so give
Yep,
Mariana that
gonna-
moment before
Oh,
the break.
Yeah. So yeah, you wanna? I guess yeah, we'll do that scene. So you can go over and it doesn't take you too long to get down to the medical bay. Talking to the receptionist, whoever's like in charge of just, I guess, taking any new casualties will be able to point you off and go, oh yeah, checkpoint's doing a bit better now. Mostly sprained stuff. Should be able to recover shortly. We've got some exercises for him, things like that. You're good to see him. If you need to, I can just call ahead and let him know you're there.
Oh, he's still awake? Shouldn't he be recovering?
He's
pretty late.
been a little I think he's going to let us know when he's. I mean, we'll know when he's sleeping. At least we know when he's awake because he makes it our problem.
Oh, okay.
He's very talkative.
Yeah, that is what I got. Yeah, I guess I'll go see him if he's making it you guys' problem to be awake. I guess I'll take some of that off
Yeah,
you for a little bit.
please just occupy him for at least a little bit of time. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm sure he'd
Mariana-
appreciate it too. I imagine he's bored of us all already.
You seem nice.
Thank
And then
you.
she turns and walks away. Yeah, I guess she'll go to. She's demorphed now, so.
Yeah, demorphed.
Mhm.
So yeah, checkpoint will be lying down on his bed, like. Right, and the interesting thing about is the thing I've always loved about helicopters is oh hey Mariana,
Hey, is it how
what's
they
nice to see you
cushion
here.
your
How
fall?
you doing? Sorry.
Oh, you didn't catch my drift. It's fine.
No, I was sorry. I was asking how you were doing. And
Oh,
I might have
I'm-
spoke at the same time as you,
yeah,
and I might
yeah.
still be doing it now.
You usually are, from what I gathered. I'm fine. I'm good. How are you? You had a lot happen today.
Yeah, well, I've been better, but as far as crash landings go, that was one of my gentler ones.
Oh, that's not concerning at all. But I'm
I mean-
glad you have a
Yeah,
litmus.
I guess that does make it sound like I've had a lot. Like it's one of my gentle. I mean, I guess all of them count as like. There's not many of them. Like I can count them on one hand. It's not that bad.
So you acknowledge that more than two is bad, correct?
Well, I mean, it depends on the circumstances, right? Like I can't be blamed for this one, can I? Getting shot down by an alien spaceship. So
Was
that's
there
kind
someone
of- that
else
one
in here, or was
doesn't
there like a
really
poor
count.
nurse, like a poor
there's
orderly?
an orderly kind of that he was talking to about helicopters apparently, who's while just calmly like checking his blood pressure or whatever, who will take this opportunity right now that they've got their data to just walk off.
Yeah, I think when he starts like chattering at her, Mariana's just gonna catch the eye of the orderly and then like slide her eyes towards the door. Like, you can go ahead, you can escape now. Yeah, I think on the bingo card, no one really expects aliens, so I guess you're let off the hook on this one. I will give you 4 crashes. There you go.
Perfect number. Good. Glad that's sorted. So yeah,
Well-
how have things been going? Because aliens were attacking the city, and I've been able to keep up with the news a bit, but the other people here haven't really filled me in on too many of the details.
Yeah. Well, there's aliens. There's smoke in space, apparently. The monsters are made of smoke. Aliens, smoke aliens.
Ooh.
She kind of like pulls out her like journal and like reads him her description of them. So they're weird. I'm glad you got out of there.
weird.
Admittedly, I wish you didn't crash, but they were not fun.
Well, I mean, last I saw, you were facing off against them. How did that go? I assume it went well.
Yeah. It's not a big deal. I'm supposed to be an archivist, but I might have been drafted into the military. It's very weird. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh, well, these things will happen. I mean, like, I haven't been drafted into the military or anything, but it's a weird place, this place, and I'm hardly surprised, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised.
I'm more than a little surprised. None of this is what I was expecting when I got this job offer.
Yeah,
But-
well, I mean, like, it's, expect the unexpected kind of thing, right? And we all kind of, so for some extent, I expected the unexpected, and so I expected some of what was here. And so my expectations weren't exceeded too much, but also I didn't expect a lot of this stuff.
How many times can you say expect in the last 2 minutes?
Wasn't counting. Should I have been?
Maybe, but that's fine. I'm
Well,
glad you
I'll
feel
try and do it
okay.
next time then.
I'm glad you're okay, even if you're
I am
somewhat
too,
scaring the
believe me.
orderlies.
Oh, am I disturbing the orderlies? Oh.
No, they're just astounded, really. I think someone said they
Oh.
were going to start investigating how fast you can talk.
Oh, oh. Right, well, I guess I better work on my speed then, because I don't want them to be disappointed, I guess. So I better start talking faster. Anyway, how are you doing? That seems like everything. Got anything else going on?
Nope. Just checking in on you and perhaps trying to bully you to go to sleep because it's late.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah. Okay. I'll start talking slow and then I'll go to sleep.
Okay. If you go to sleep,
So
and I hear
I'll
you've
save
gone
trying to beat
sleep,
the record for tomorrow.
There you go. Good job. Maybe I'll check in on you tomorrow. See how your record is.
Yeah, it'd be good to see you again. I mean, yeah. See you around.
Yeah.
So that'll close off that scene, and I think I'll hop back to the hangar where you're entering, and Avery, because I need a little bit of a mini cliffhanger to go on break.
Are you gonna blow up this Zord? I just got it.
Not quite. Something a little similar though, because as you enter the Silver Spire, it's old. Looks like it hasn't been used or accessed in ages, And actually, now that you're inside, you can see that there's like the shield that's keeping the water out has been maintaining the structure of this place, but actually there's a number of like holes dotted through the walls that look like fairly large impacts. Like I'm big enough to be laser blasts from a Zord like yours, and in the middle of the bay, well, not in the middle of the bay, scattered into pieces around the bay, are remnants of a gold Zord. And that's where we'll go on break.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh no!
So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed all that. We will be back in
Yeah.
like 10 minutes or so, and maybe you'll find out more about that, but who knows?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Why did those move too? Ah! Now I'm destroying everything.
It's okay, you're doing
Chaos,
great.
I tell you, chaos.
Where? There's that, and Ben needs to move up. Ben's is all messed up. Okay.
So,
Alright.
let's see. Oops, a little too high. All right,
There we
here we go.
Okay.
Sorry
on
about
the
that.
tech on the fly.
Where
That's great.
we-
You're doing great, Nilsine. Thank you for stepping in and doing this for us.
Yes, thank you very much, and you've been great, and this has been good and awesome. We're back in. Yeah, we're back. The game resumes where we left off. Mariana had just gone and had a chat with someone. Checkpoint Charlie. Fenrir's going off to the Blue Spire. Everyone's defeated the bad guys, and they're having a nice rest. And they found a Zord, Hammerhead Shark Zord, which is now being parked inside Zord Bay at the base of the Silver Spire that used to be the Gold Spire before Avery got her powers. And as they arrive, they find the hangar, while its structural integrity is being maintained by a force field, its side is riddled with scarring and holes from energy beams of some kind. And inside are the shattered remains of a golden Zord. Some kind of giant underwater sea dragon sort of thing. But obviously it's hard to tell given that it's in various constituent parts. So the first to arrive on the scene are Avery and Morrow on their Zords. On the Silver Zord as it arrives. What are the two of you doing?
Well, I guess. Well, I guess that's why we never found parts of it. I will dissolve my suit and have a turn into a mer so I can swim closer, faster. Human legs are very inefficient for swimming.
I mean, that's valid. I think Avery, because she's still in her Zord, will use it to pick it up out of the water. Like, pick up a piece out of the water. Muro can also pick up some stuff, but
Yeah.
she just wants to take a closer look, but she's not a mer person, so she can't just do
I mean, I'm
Muro
sure there's
did.
pieces that I don't and can't pick up, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, actually what the hangar will do is there'll be the water level that enters, and that's a low area, but then there's also like a raised section that is in the air that's still part of the hangar bay. Yeah. So there are open air sections in here, and there are some underwater sections in here. We'll say.
Is there anything in the open air sections that have traces of explosion
there's
or whatever?
shards of this stuff all over the place.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave my Zord in the water, because I'm gonna double check with Carcharodon and ask, hey buddy, you know if this Zord likes water? If it would prefer to stay here? In the water?
It doesn't not like water, so yeah, I mean, like, it takes energy to like fly and stuff like that, and you know, even maintaining like a hovering thing, it's possible, and you know, might be a good idea, but it's probably better to just leave it in the water than either floating in the air or like rested on some stone.
Also, just so I'm clear on how this works, when you and I leave the Zord, does that mean the Zord is technically just powered down?
Basically, it's got a limited ability to operate kind of independently of the two of us. Like, it can move around and stuff without us, but any finer motor control needs us. But like, you can activate it without being inside it, you know, and like wake it up and stuff like that.
Okay. I am going to convert it back to shark mode and let it just chill in the water and exit the Zord and go to one of the dry, flat spots to investigate.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess an alertness check or something like that, just to from
Sure.
one or both of you to try and
Right.
find pieces of information.
Actually, when she's out, so it's easier for us to collaborate. I'll assist you. So,
Is it an upshift or an edge? What is it?
I actually,
You've got alertness as a skill.
I do.
I think it'll be an edge. Yeah, so an edge.
Actually, I can give you 2 edges because I am a
Oh.
teacher and I can show you the best way to investigate this stupid thing, even though technically it's also your specialty.
Okay, wait. So, is
And
this
an extra edge
is this
equals an
considered?
upshift.
Okay, is this considered Solar City technology base?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
it's kind of like
sick.
finding stuff here, but then yes, also it will be. This
Okay, I
alertness
was
check
just
is kind of just to see what you can find, but also that.
Okay, wait,
involves
hold on.
figuring
on.
out how important
So-
things are.
I have 3 edges technically. No, I have 2 edges. Okay, Carcharodon doesn't give me edge on that. Sorry. Never mind. I'm gonna roll a d4.
Yes, so the edge,
Um.
second edge will get converted into an upshift.
Okay. I rolled a 1 on my d4.
Oh.
I rolled a 19.
Well, that's still good,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel
Um,
really sad when I roll on a 1 on an upshifted die, because then I'm just like,
Yeah, it feels
feels a little bad.
like you've wasted the upshift, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you're able to find quite a few pieces of this thing. Some are like armor plates that have kind of been sawn in half and fallen off it. With some kind of like energy impact. Other parts, so there are some larger chunks. There's most of it is intact, and there's an element of like a hand part that's attached to that. There's a head, like the kind that popped up out of your hammerhead shark Zord, that's kind of split in 2, and one side is kind of burned away. It looks like, based on what you conclude, it looks like this thing was taken out, and from observations based on like the trajectory of energy beams and stuff going in here, you'd assume that this thing was still like activating and booting up when it got destroyed. It looks like something attacked the city and managed to take it out of the fight early, by like blasting through the walls and dealing heavy damage to it. There's actually like scarring and searing around the walls of this from like the explosions.
That is concerning.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get on comms with Gabriel and I'm gonna say, hey, Gabriel, where are you? I think you're gonna want to come into the hangar and see this.
Already on my way.
He's like running in.
And
Yeah,
Go-
the door up top slides open and this flight of stairs goes down the side of this massive room, and you can go down a few levels below that is where Avery is. So
There
you
are
just
Zord-
emerge basically as it's being asked.
There are Zord parts everywhere, and
Ooh.
look, and she points out the places where there's like energy beam marks. Like, it looks like something blasted the Zord before it could even get out of the hangar.
I mean, thankfully, whatever did this apparently isn't what attacked us, hopefully, since they didn't, just do this again.
I don't.
Yeah, this.
I-
You can probably guess, but all of this scarring and battle damage looks pretty much exactly 12,000 years old, which is when.
Yeah. Very
Carcharodon.
ancient.
Carcharodon has shrunk down to. Oh wait, no, I'm still morphed. No, Carcharodon is a two-hander still. He's just like, hey, look, look. Do you recognize these Zord parts? And then she kind of is just like, oh wait, and then she covers Carcharodon's
Yeah.
like lights where there's supposed to be eyes, and she's like, oh, maybe this was your friend from 12,000 years ago. My bad.
Oh,
Um,
no.
No, don't think this was my friend. I can't
So you don't-
really say if I know him, but like, I don't get again memories coming back, and I'm getting flashes more now. Like, I was not on good. I don't know if I knew this Zord. I wasn't on good terms with him if I did. Yeah.
Not
like,
on good terms. That sounds.
Well, like
that's
they weren't a friend or anything like that. But...
okay. I mean,
Interesting.
I thought I would ask.
Yeah, no, fair. But yeah, it's kind of familiar. Like I maybe would know them, but again, like I'm not recalling any fond memories or anything.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm sure being
no, wait. There is a gold Zord.
there was a
Uh,
gold Zord.
There was a gold Zord. It's not the same Zord as yours.
No.
No, I'm silver. That's silver.
But there wasn't a silver ranger. A silver.
Well,
The Expire was gold. It was a gold ranger 12,000 years ago, then, right?
Yeah. I'd
So
assume
how is there a silver Zord?
I mean, you existed 12,000 years ago.
I did. Yep.
Maybe your memory of being gold was erased or something.
Oh.
And then Avery wants to look for like memory chip like pieces. So that maybe she could stick it into Carcharodon
Oh,
and see
gosh.
what happens. If there's anything, I don't know if, because I rolled a 19 or if I have to roll again, like Avery gets this idea in her head and then is like, wait, I want to help Carcharodon find memories. And she
Maybe
starts-
they were just developing the silver powers, and so it wasn't as damaged as everything else when all this happened, and they didn't have time for a tower?
Maybe.
know, but it-
Yeah, it's been.
I'm just trying to figure out how badly this is going to end for you. Make me a technology roll,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh my god.
Because
Well-
I'd say you can find things that look like some bits and pieces of like some kind of software, or hardware for software, like memory chip kind of stuff.
Oh no! Oh wait, I have an edge because of Carcharodon. Thank goodness, because I just rolled a 2. That would have ended really bad.
Gabriel, how well do you know your
Uh,
friend? Do you know what she's looking for?
Okay. So I rolled a 20.
Dang.
Total.
Nice.
I rolled a 2 and an 18. Thank goodness for Carcharodon giving me edge. Okay.
Okay, yes. So
Look.
you are able to find some bits and pieces of.
Like
There doesn't
memory.
seem to be like a full, I guess, intelligence chip like you've got for the sort of Zorg connection that you've all got. And you can't really see any remnants of that, or there's probably like very shattered remnants. You are able to like find basically some hard drives with looks like some memory banks or something on them, and they're burnt and scored, but there's probably something on there, and you can hook them up directly to Carcharodon or to the Zord, or I guess to Carcharodon.
consoles upstairs that I think I want to look at. But I show the damage memory chip to Carcharodon and I say, so You know how I said I wanted to help you find your memories? Does it look like this? And she shows the damaged memory chip.
I mean, if I was trying to store memories, that's how I'd store them. But I don't know if those are mine. It could be anybody's.
I don't think they're yours. But I
Um,
wanted to know if they look like this, because I want to know what we're looking for.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, but probably more silver. I'm just gonna.
Got it.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it to Gabriel, actually.
Thanks. I wanted to look around and see if there's any consoles I can play
There's,
with.
Avery will tell you, yeah, there's consoles in the main area of the spire.
Yeah.
I was actually.
I mean, yeah, I remember.
There's
Yeah,
also
you can-
probably like a console here. So-
Yeah,
Oh,
because I
Something to,
wanted
like,
to be
repair,
closer to the
diagnose the
Zord.
sword.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can take a look at this
Actually,
memory chip. I
there
guess.
was one here.
There was one.
It's in.
True.
There's
It's
a
exploding.
great big gash right through it.
It's exploded.
It hasn't actually exploded. It's just a bunch of stuff has exploded around it, and it's taken an energy beam directly to it. Just
If I-
bad luck.
If we bring you the parts, can you fix it up, Gabe?
Scientist, not mechanic, but maybe.
Oh, I thought with
Uh,
you humans it was all the same thing.
Fixable.
All the shows they do
It's-
all of it.
I mean, okay, maybe I could probably. Yes, I mean, perhaps I could if I had the parts. But I'm not a mechanic. Stop assuming I know mechanic stuff. Even if maybe I know, it's just degrading.
It's mostly Morphin Grid stuff. Where just
I mean, it's
It's
connected to the
Morphin
morphing grid. I probably can fix it. I'm
Look.
good at it, I guess.
It's not
Uh,
insulting to your ability if we think that you have the knowledge to fix this console, okay? I certainly
Okay.
don't.
Yeah, okay. Can I take a look at the console to see if it looks like it's fixable?
The console. It will take
Yes.
a lot of work and lots of resources from other stuff. Basically, it is fixable in theory, but a lot of that is going to be bringing in a new monitor and stuff like that, and patching together bits and pieces. There's
Replacing all
enough.
the frag parts.
It probably would take a
probably
lot
gonna
of
be
work.
easier to salvage data from it just by like
Mhm.
taking it apart and using the pieces than it is to
To fix it.
try putting the thing back together again. But you
Yeah.
could do it.
Mm. I'll postpone this decision since this isn't my spire. But fixing it would be work, like a lot, and would require a bit of resources. Now salvaging stuff from it, that could be easier. Depends on the priorities, I guess.
Well, we have Zord parts here. The commander
I mean-
said that the Zord getting the other Zords operational were a priority. Maybe this is just a matter of us salvaging what's here.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
We should also look under at least the blue, and was there another spire we actually had excavated fully yet?
I think I think I've probably said I really should be keeping notes on all of this stuff. I think I've probably said like the red one has been properly
Okay.
excavated.
We
and
should
delved into. The
try
blue one
and
was relatively
de-
unexplored, and you've only just sort of discovered
Yeah.
it and figured out what's going on there.
We should probably
Yeah.
see if the
Meanwhile-
blue and red spires have this room somewhere, so we can at least kind of figure out what we need to move in to maintain this the Silver Zord.
Yeah, that's sounds good. Good idea. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We can do that. But I mean, it's technically our break time. So if you guys have stuff,
Well, yeah.
I will probably. I really want to take a look at the Zord. I mean, figuring out how it works and if there's anything we can take from how it functions to how we should make the others function, I
Just-
suppose.
Before we tear it apart, let me grab some photos.
I
and
mean, I
stuff
don't want
for
to tear it
Triton.
apart. Calm down.
Wait, you want to look at the Silver Zord, not the gold one.
Oh, I mean, the gold
I
one
wanted
seems
pictures.
a bit.
I wanted pictures of the gold one. Yeah, for Triton. He can come look at the silver.
gold one seems like it's being seen rough times, but it seems the silver one is intact. We can figure out what we are missing on the
Yeah, I
others.
think with a closer look, you can see there is actually a lot of damage to the Silver Zord. Nothing that's really stopping it functioning, but there's a lot of like cosmetic scarring and
It's in
energy
combat.
damage.
The AC's broken.
The AC is
Yeah.
broken. Thank God we are in space. There's okay. Final thing that I wanted to take a look at. The damage memory stick that Avery gave to me. It's gold, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's damaged. Is it functional? Can I figure out if it's still gonna work?
You could plug it into something and it would kind of function, but there's a lot like it's functional, but there's a lot of lost data on there. A lot of stuff's been lost. Like that would require some very careful work to kind of. I guess it's like I think the thing is it's like someone smashing a hard drive or something like that, or toasting it or whatever. Like you can technically salvage the data from it, but also it requires someone to know what they're doing, and this is alien technology.
And
It's
a
going to be a
lot
lot
of
harder
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Adira can probably assist and Karkaradan, I guess.
Yeah. So like you can definitely fairly easily access the undamaged information that's
Yeah.
on there at the moment. You could restore some of the lost and damaged information that's on this, but that would be a lot harder.
It would be hard to do, yeah. I mean, no harm done in just checking the information that it's working already, I suppose. Yeah, this could. Yeah, I'm gonna rush upstairs through the stairs again to go into the console. And like, I'll be right back. Run. Because there isn't a console working down here, I need to rush the stairs to keep coming back. It's gonna be a lot of work. Fantastic.
Okay, so yeah, you're just gonna plug that in and see what data you can retrieve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think well, it's literally a case of plugging it in. So I'll say you probably don't need to make a technology roll. I'll just give you some stuff. What you can get is like some degree of schematic data. Not all of it, like not of the design as a whole, but like there's schematics for individual like whole armor plating bits and maybe some weapons, but you don't necessarily have like the power. You don't have the schematics for the power sources that would power those and so on. So there's bits and pieces of schematics in there. Looks like a series of kind of mission reports, like broken, scattered, mission report kind of things, like various conflicts that this thing has been involved in, various things it's fought, from like giant plant monsters to like mineral based creatures, and just
wow.
like all the kind of stuff in between. For, yeah. And then the like, yeah, that's the main thing. Like, there's little bits of snippets of information, but nothing you can really draw any conclusions from.
Mhm.
Nothing in any detail, just snippets of information on, I guess, enemies and things like that. And the kind of the big standout thing is what is basically an audio file that you can play if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Ranger's log, the day, blah 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 blah. We've detected activity from the enemy recently. They are cunning, and they may have found a way to bypass our. And then there's a background noise of like bwah bwah bwah. Under attack! Ready the golden Zord. We will not let them defeat us. For the Solar City! And then more sounds of like laser fire and explosions, and then the log cuts off.
As all good logs do.
They found a way to bypass our.
I mean, what things do people normally bypass?
Shoot.
I assume they had some
Our
sort of
motorways?
defense.
So, Avery
Yeah.
has probably been salvaging gold Zord parts at this point, right? So when Gabriel goes off, she's probably just been picking up some parts. I'm like, maybe it'd be helpful.
Murrow's been trying to take photos with the more intact stuff and like the face as best as I can as we're gathering things. Whatever is small enough, the three of us can bring it back.
I think it'll just be like set aside in
that works
somewhere
too.
in the gold spire. But I think Avery eventually will go back to the main area, the main chamber with the big consoles, to start doing a report.
What?
She's gonna start doing a report.
Hey, Fenrir.
No.
No, continue. I thought you had stopped.
No,
I meant Anne. She had more. I thought she had stopped. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and see what Gabriel did. Like, eventually I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna say, "Hey, what are you up to?"
Just checking whatever is still functional on this stick. Not very complete stuff. It's a lot of corrupted stuff after all. I have a audio log of their probably the final mission, I think.
Oh. Okay. You could just isolate the uncorrupted part of it. I'm gonna attach it to my report.
Sure. Yeah, I'll make a copy of it, I suppose. And Adira, are you can you help with this other stuff? That's
Yes. Please specify the nature of the assistance you require.
there's a lot of corrupted data on this thing. I'm just trying not to lose anything.
I was not designed for data decryption and file optimization, but I can attempt to access these materials.
Yeah, that would suffice, I think.
It may take some time, and I
Fine.
can't guarantee the
Yeah.
reliability of said data, but
Sure,
I
just
will do my best.
probably make a copy of the corrupted parts, and so it doesn't affect the original. And then, if I don't know, just having it a non-modified version for later stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
I think I'm starting to talk to myself now.
Yes. As a relevant note, with the absence of enemy activity within the city itself, I have been able to restore more of the city's systems. Basic
Mhm.
defensive shielding should now be online. Teleportation grid is functional, and I have access to, as part of the emergency defense protocols, the return home code. I have the ship's hyper jump drive, the city's hyper jump drive has been readied. It is charging using energy from this system's primary star, and will be ready for first transit in approximately 14 hours. 14 to 16 hours. I felt you should be given advance notice since you specified that that was ideal.
Yes, excellent work, Adira. You should probably let the commander know that.
I am doing so now.
Excellent. Yeah.
Right. So all of
Right.
this, all
there
of
should
that
still be
will.
plenty of time for you to rest. I will inform you all if there is if the enemy return or any further activity is detected.
Avery will include all of that in the report that she is going to
The
spend.
report just keeps getting longer as you're writing it. Like,
Yeah,
She just has a tape recorder out. She just audio recorded the whole thing.
yeah, just tape recorder, right, and appending this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's basically just
Here's
like,
everything that happened since I started writing the report.
so Avery essentially is going to do the comprehensive report, like, since she activated the Silver Spire and like everything changing, so that for her time off she can actually go exploring again, because she has plans, but she's doing her work first. That's it.
All right. Hey, Fenrir?
Okay, so
Unless there was
Yeah.
something you needed, Ben.
no, Fenrir, are you
I was-
doing anything tonight?
Yes, I was doing stuff.
Yep.
Fenrir could not bring himself to sleep. Dread Knight says, Adira, let's see about getting some work done here. As he's pacing
Work
back.
can wait until later. You will be able to progress in this work more optimally when you have a minimum level of sleep.
Adira, just follow me through this real quick, okay?
Okay.
Begin a search algorithm for a suitable Green Ranger candidate. In the event we do get the green spectrum, let's have that online and ready to go.
I can consider possibilities, but it will be impossible to initiate any kind of green spectrum link for the foreseeable future. However, I can Yes, it may be preferable to ignore to have a more strenuous candidate search and acceptance program than the rather haphazard one that was required based on the emergency protocols for all of you to become rangers.
Then let's go ahead and begin that search.
Yes, it may take months of time for ideal operations, but this is something I can operate in the background.
In the meantime, we'll get someone to work on getting the green spectrum repaired. Secondly, do you have access? How extensive is your database access?
Sufficiently extensive for my purposes, however, I was not designed to operate with the entirety of the city's database at my command.
Bring up my profile around 2 years ago. Combat files.
Accessing.
Cross-reference with the events that have happened over the past 2 days.
Cross-referencing. I understand why you have brought this up. There are certain similarities. Though I can make no direct connection.
Bring up information on the bat creature and the electronic creature that we fought today. Cross-reference my profile.
Do you have access to additional database from your previous career? This may be useful if these are known quantities in your previous line of work.
And in that moment, he just grumbles a little bit, goes into his stuff, pulls out a Space Patrol license, and places it on a table. Scan this.
And that would, does that have a database attached to it? Like, do you have a way of accessing your old contacts, or does
I think there's still some level, but there's some restricted access.
It wouldn't have up-to-date information, but might have some basic level old information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The creatures referring to themselves as Draculord and Glixtrick are minor known quantities. They have been, according to this database and the city's own records, they have been the records that the city can extrapolate based on its own data. They have been cited together before, creating, not quite as a partnership, but with Draculord as the lead. They are servants of some far greater power with its own interest. I do not know how independent of their master they are, if their actions are only to assist him, or if they have a greater measure of autonomy and perhaps serve their own purposes. But based on the data available, it would be reasonable to conclude that these individuals do serve the Midnight Emperor.
And then Fenrir takes a deep breath in.
I am sorry. Based on my understanding of this profile, this may not be news that you wish to hear.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Tech patterns too similar.
Indeed.
Do me a favor, forward to stay at the SCOP.
Of course.
I'll have to talk with this team. And continue see what you can do to try and brute force your way through whatever security's on this license to
I may be able to, with more up-to-date information, access to a database of some kind, I may be able to make further conclusions. Since the city is scheduled to make a jump in approximately 14 to 16 hours, the next jump's coordinates are already set, but perhaps after that I could find, within range of our designated path, I may be able to locate an area that contains a database of some kind, perhaps linked to this space patrol of yours, or some force of the Midnight Emperor. I have one plausible candidate world that should have a depth of information on all manner of criminal activities. Assuming it, of course, has remained similar to how it was in our time.
I'll talk about it with them.
Of course.
One last thing. Does the Spire have living quarters?
Yes, each spire is equipped with basic living quarters for staff who wish to stay over the night and are working late.
Can you guide me over to that?
Of course. And it'll be able to direct you to, like, there's to some extent there's like just kind of bunk beds that can fold out of the wall. There is also a more properly furnished living quarters with a proper bed and some drawers and stuff like that it looks like would have been for some kind of like commanding officer sort of thing of this, whoever was in charge of this region of the city. There's like a basic living quarters there, and then a couple for probably assistant or something like that were a bit smaller.
Benvir looks at his communicator, and then brings up the lease contract for his apartment, and starts looking over the separation. Looks over breaking the lease before finally heading off to sleep.
And there's no the city doesn't really have like any kind of traditional like leasing system, or it's kind of just like assigning quarters to people based on their requirements, but you can look over like terms of that agreement
to break it. So
yeah, about like the process of reassigning rooms and stuff. Yeah, okay. Do that. So that's review done. I think everyone else is done for the night.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Gabriel's definitely going to sleep.
Yeah, we've made it to day 2 in session 5. It was right at the end of session 5.
Oh my.
You finally spent more than 24 hours in this place. More than 24 hours have passed in game time. So, we've got... Yeah, you'll be able to just wake up in the morning. There's no real crisis. There's... do you have any... Yeah, what are you working on? I guess the commander would probably call a meeting. For all of you at 10ish, so probably 4 or 5 hours before the ship's scheduled before the city's scheduled to make its jump. Its first jump. Anyone got any plans before that?
Plans? No. But Gabriel definitely slept only 3 hours.
Nerd. Avery has probably gone to work out, at the gym. She's super into kickboxing, so she's done some kickboxing or whatever. And then she's probably gone off to skateboard around the city. She's particularly curious about the Green Spire, so that's kind of been like her next project, kind of,
Yeah.
where she's
Yeah.
just, I'm gonna go explore a thing I've never seen before. Bam. So that's like her thing.
Yeah.
But she did make a point of submitting the report before she went to bed, whenever that was. So, yeah. That's kind of the vibe.
Is anyone not submitting their report? I guess.
I'm submitting a
Report is
report, but I also
redacted.
have a report on all of the random stuff and how it relates to the legends I have to send to someone else.
Neptune?
Yeah.
June, presumably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm submitting a report, but it's rather.
Also, I probably have a
Spot.
report for like just the general military that he and I have to do, but you know.
I'm submitting.
Gabriel wrote different reports, one for the commander, and then paused that and started writing a report for his father about what he's been looking at the White Spire, because he didn't go to sleep, so he was researching, getting a head start on the research about the Zord and the Spire and all that. And then he remembers like half an hour before the meeting that he was supposed to send a report. So he finished writing the report to the commander and sends it.
Okay.
Fenrir is submitting a report. It's rather sparse, though.
Yeah.
It is rather. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine everyone else kind of has more details, so it's not actually needs anything more.
Much as he just doesn't feel the need to submit everything, but what is prudent to what he knows. So.
Yeah. Is he mentioning stuff about the Midnight Emperor? Does he think that's relevant?
Not quite yet.
So, Commander thought we'll call the meeting to order. Okay, so we have a situation. First up, excellent job all of you, to everyone at the city, rangers and non-rangers alike. In a trying time, we've all managed to come together and do some excellent work under some extremely stressful conditions. And our conditions may be about to get more stressful. In approximately 5 hours, I've been informed that the city is going to perform a hyper jump of some kind to another star system. We don't currently have any data on that star system, but there could be threats. The aliens that attacked us earlier could return. By the sounds of it, one of them was completely annihilated, but the other has presumably escaped, and along with most of his minions. So, do we have any suggestions or plans? I can... Yeah. Go ahead.
Commander, if you will turn to, like, section 7, paragraph 2 of my report on the remains of a gold Zord in the Silver Spire hangar bay. I have done my best to recuperate as many parts and salvage them in order to perhaps facilitate the repair and construction of the other Zords for the team.
Yes, thank you for that. That is should be most helpful. In addition, especially when combined with the schematics provided by Gabriel recently, just now.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not sleeping. What?
No, of course not.
Yep. Yeah.
It would be the height of impropriety. No. Right, so, yes, that's all sorted. Let's get down to work. So, yeah, we can assign Dr. Evans' team to work with that. Blood Centers Online. I think by the sounds of it, yeah, I guess we'll want some people to run a basic check of the systems, and basic check of the systems, especially around the hyperjump drive. And we'll need to make sure that's all going to be safe, but that is a task I can assign out to other people. But so I think that might actually draw this meeting to and at that moment the screens in the room all crackle with static that you haven't seen on them before, really, and a familiar face appears of a crackling set of hard drives.
You may have defeated me, but I have one last gift for you. As reward for defeating me, I will provide you with the truth. One amongst you is not to be trusted. And his face like kind of slowly draws to a close and like fades out and kind of just dies, really. Like this was the last remnant of this creature's will expended on this. And basically an ID card shows up. Well, actually not really an ID card, like a profile, a file on someone, and with Mariana's photo picture, the name Andrea Elizondo on the top, occupation journalist, age, date of birth details familiar with what you know of Mariana, but a lot of other stuff is different, and this flashes up on every screen in, as it turns out, you'll find out later, the entire city. And Commander Thorpe stares at this thing for half a second, long enough to realize what it is. So, "You! What have you done?" She yells at Mariana, and that's where we'll end the session. So, hope you all had a good time. I've been Ben, or the Astronomer. Astronomer.itch.io houses any of my gaming stuff that I do. You can find me here. Who's next?
LK, that's you. Go, buddy.
Oh, that's true. Hi, I'm okay. I haven't really been on Twitter that much from reasons, right? And but I'm at no one that slash forgetful. I know my handle. I know my handle. And I mostly just play around with friends. That's it.
Excellent.
Would you
And
say
Nilsi-
you're forgetful of your handle, or
Gotta die.
And Nilsian, please.
I was Nilsen. I was the Blue Ranger. I am on Twitter at @fell_strike. It's also my Discord. I don't really have another social media home at the moment. Although I am on the Discord here and other places you'd find me. So yeah.
And Talon.
I'm Talon. I'm Fenrir the Red Ranger. You can find me at Captain Talon 447 on Discord, number 4401. And yeah, you can just find me about.
Hi, I'm Anne. This is my channel. You can find me on Twitter while that's still a thing at XO_GirlWonder. I'm also on Tumblr as Girl Wonder Official. So I've set up shop there. That's where I will probably be updating people mostly from now on. If you wouldn't mind sticking around for the raid, we're going to raid into my friend Happy Capster's birthday stream. They are a TTRPG performer. and a variety streamer, and right now they're playing Persona 5 and celebrating their birthday. So if you would hang on for that, just a couple of minutes, I will set that up. Thank you for watching Power Rangers Solar City. We'll be back next week at 1 p.m. Eastern, hopefully, tech issues aside, right here on this channel. Thank you very much, and may the power protect you.
Hey.